today is, if the opportunity comes along or you're driven to do that, don't worry about the how.
Yeah. Because the first way, and we're kind of programmed to think this way, the first thing you do is you go, can I afford it? How much money's in my bank account? Secondly, will the bank give me money? And often there's not enough money in my bank account and the bank will say no, especially if you're self-employed.
Totally.
Don't even get me started. And so the third question, there has to be a third question. And it was interesting. I had someone say to me the other day, I feel like I have these great ideas, and as soon as I get past the first hurdle, another hurdle just comes and stops me. And I'm like, well, have you thought about jumping over that one too? Because that's the hurdle that most people will stop at.
Yeah.
So how about you jump over that?
Yeah. And I always think of it as like there's so many hurdles that we go through as entrepreneurs and business owners, and I always think it's the universe testing me. How much do I want this? How much am I going to go for it? And a hurdle's not going to stop me. I'm going to jump. Not that I can jump hurdles, but I'm going to jump.
But Tony, get a ladder.
Yeah,
if you can't jump it, find a ladder.
That's totally it.
Or a pole to help yourself over, but find another way, because most people will just stop there looking at the wall. And that's it. And they'll tell you to stop there and look at the wall too. And it's interesting because of all the people who said you're crazy, why don't you stop, why don't you go make more money doing something else, surely someone else would have done it if it was that great, they're the first people who are like, wow, congratulations, you've done it. And I've realized it doesn't come from a place of malice. It actually just comes from their own fears. And it comes from their own inability to see beyond the roof. And that's okay, because that's who they are. So when I want kind of solid, black and white, keep my feet on the ground advice, those are the friends I go to.
Totally.
And when I want people to help me figure out a way to blow the roof off, I go to my entrepreneur friends. And it is just totally different, and lots of seminars and business meetings and that they go, get rid of all those people, get rid of all those friends. And I'm like, I've actually had my best friends since I was like 12 years old, all of them, whole group of them. I know their grandparents. Why would I lose that history? Because they adore me and I adore them for who we are. And it's they think I'm crazy, and I think sometimes they're a little less risk-taking, but there can be a great balance and a great learning in that. But if they have, or anyone, if people have fears, don't let them project their own fears onto you.
And that's the thing. And I think, it's always great, I think sometimes our friends that are like that wish that they could do it. And find the courage to do it, and we're the ones that do it, and they sort of live it through us. And
but the thing is, sometimes we fail, and that would freak the out of them, right? They're not prepared to fail, and that actually, in a way, that's an asset for them. Like they set themselves up to never fail. As an entrepreneur, you take risks. And with a risk comes a gamble. You have to be prepared that some things might not work. And that's what I say. If you feel you're onto a winner and it doesn't work, you'll find another way to make it work.
But you know inside you if you're onto a winner. It's in you. But so that's great, Rach. I love everything that you've said. So what was the question again? So what would be the one piece of advice that you would say to somebody that's ready to want to take they've got an idea that they want to take and create into a brand?
Okay. I would say surround yourself with people who are better at what you want to do than you are. So there would be no point, for example, of me standing in the garage with olive oil and squirting and mixing, trying to mix up a product. That's just ridiculous.
I'd like to do that.
I want to start making soap, but that's a whole other story. I took to the table what I had, which was the license to this incredible thing, and all of my knowledge of, really, really sit back and do take time to congratulate yourself on what knowledge you have. So I know what customers want. I know what a skincare clinic wants. I know what sells. I know about cosmetic industry. All of that they're assets, you forget because you just know it.
Yeah.
But it's new information to other people. And I got someone who was better at formulating a product than I was to work with me to make that happen.
Yeah.
And then I got the best manufacturing company, and so at the end of the day, it's still my product because I handpicked everyone I wanted to be working on this project to do it. And so I guess that's my biggest advice is stop thinking how can I do this and start thinking how can I make this happen.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good point because I think so many times as entrepreneurs and business owners, we tend to like the control factor.
Yeah.
And so it's really important that we learn to give some of that control away. You're still controlling the whole lot, but having the right people to help you achieve your dream and what you're doing. And it is giving a little bit of control.
That's a really good point, Tony, because you have to ask yourself, like I remember in the beginning in the salon, I was like, I can't afford a cleaner. I'm just, I'll stay and I'll clean the toilets every night and I'll do this and I'll do that. But part of it, in hindsight, was that I wanted my staff to see how hard I was working.
Yeah, totally.
It's such the wrong mentality. Hire a cleaner and go and do something smart for you and your staff.
Well, I just
so that when you go back in the next day, you've got something else to present other than a clean toilet.
Yeah, and I just think sometimes we have to go. Is this going to make me money? Is this going to help my business go forward?
Yeah.
And then when you put it into perspective, because if you've got families at home and you've got children, is it more beneficial for you to actually go home and be with your kids or to stay there an extra hour and clean the toilets?
Yeah. I don't find what I do hard work.
No.
Because I love doing it.
Yeah.
And if you're doing something that you're considering, or I think we feel like we have to appear like we're working hard, that's such an old mentality. It's such an old mentality. Totally. Life should be easy. Totally. Because if you're on the right path, it should be easy and rewarding.
But I have to say, on that note, I think we've all been down it when we used to do, life was hard because we thought we had to do it all.
Yes, yeah, and we thought it had to be hard.
Yeah, but it's actually not, and life's a whole lot easier once you realise and learn to let go some of that control.
Yeah, totally. And I know you're the same as me, Tony. You kind of, when you have kids too, you have to start thinking differently as well. And I'm like, you know what? I can get someone to do X, Y, Z for me. Nobody can be the mother to my children. That's not something I'm prepared to delegate.
No, definitely not. I'm with you on that 100%. Totally. So that's great, Rach. I think people listening to and watching the masterclass are going to get a lot out of that. What I will do is put some links up down below so that you can all see Racheal's TAM 818, Yes Serum, One Truth. Yep. And because I'm sure some people will be interested in that as well. So we'll put those links up down below. Cool. Is there anything else you wanted to add, Rach?
No, I think I don't even know if I answered your questions. You can tell I just love what I do and kind of go off on tangents. And if anyone listening to this gets like one little pearl of wisdom, then that's great. That's made my day. I think people don't succeed in a bubble. Success is about how many people kind of rise up with you. And when I do get people contacting me sometimes and saying this one thing that you said to me really helped me or whatnot, I'm so flattered by that because I have those people in my life as well too, who just that one sentence that they said once is like with me forever and has sculpted business decisions I've made that have gone on to be $1 million deals. And
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I think what we'll do is we've got a comment section down below too, so that actually, if anyone has any comments, feel free to comment on there, and I'm sure I can coax Rach into answering some of those if need be.
People can contact me through you or through the website. Yeah. If you're on our website, tam818.com, the contact us comes either to me or my husband, who just works at the desk next to me. So I will get that comment. So I welcome any questions and any feedback. It'd be great to help you guys succeed along the way.
Perfect. Thanks, Rach.
Oh, thank you, Tony. Thank you so much. It's great that you're doing these for everyone.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.